Hello YouTube, Collision here and I'm back again in the video. So first of all, I just want to thank you guys and girls for helping me reach 1,300 subscribers. I mean, it's a massive achievement, but the main thing for me is just that you guys continue to like my content, and that's the only reason I'm doing this. I don't really care about any other thing apart from me producing good content and new transfer news updates, press conferences, etc, etc. So let's get straight into the news, and there's loads of transfer news circulating Manchester United as always. So let's just get straight into them. So first one is Real Madrid's James Rodriguez is still keen on a move away from the Bernabeu, despite recently starring in the 3-0 victory over Sevilla, and has reportedly set his sights on Manchester United. Let me highlight this for you. According to the Daily Mirror, which is obviously not reliable, but James Rodriguez has been linked to us by many news outlets, not just English media, but Italian, Spanish, French as well. So there could be some substance in James to Manchester United, but let's see what Daily Mirror says. So they say that the Colombian international has issued a come and get me plea to United boss Jose Mourinho. The player's agent George Mendes, who is reportedly already in talks with Old Trafford executive vice chairman Ed Woodward as United bid to land the 25-year-old. So James Rodriguez to Manchester United. I'm not really sure what to think of this. Obviously, it's a great move. James is a great player, outstanding player. I mean, I was watching him against Sevilla. Real Madrid absolutely thrashed him, and James was, he was man of the match. He was brilliant for me. He played outstandingly well, considering that he hasn't really played that much for Real Madrid, recently, and he played amazing. I mean, he's a great world-class player. There's no doubt about that. And him in the Premier League, he can cope with it, no problem. But we've got so many players in that position. You got Mata, Lingard, Rooney. We got Herrera. You've just got too many players, midfielders in that position. I mean, I don't see where James will play. James will probably end up taking over the right mid position, but then you got Mkhitaryan. And can we drop Mkhitaryan? No, we can't. Can we drop Zlatan? No, you can't. Can you drop Martial? No. So this, and Pogba, you can't drop Pogba. So James, he's not a centre mid. He is a cam / a winger. But we've got so many players in that position, so I don't think he'd get first team at the moment, unless we sell Memphis and stuff like people like that. But I'm not really sure where I see him fitting in the team. Obviously, he's a great player, and I would love him at Manchester United. But do you think he'd be first team? I'm not really sure. Let's move on to the next transfer news. So it's about Victor Lindelof. So Victor Lindelof's move to Old Trafford appears to be back on after Benfica resolved a hitch in the player's clause that had enabled his former Swedish club Västerås to demand £7.2 million from his sale to Manchester United. So Västerås have allegedly set out to take a smaller percentage of the transfer fee and will now pocket 3.8 million from the 7.2 million that they're entitled to, the Daily Mirror reports. The move to sign Lindelof initially stalled when Västerås claimed they were entitled to 20% of any future transfer fees involving the player, after inserting a clause in the deal that took him to Portugal 4 years ago. But the two clubs seem to have settled matters, paving the way for Lindelof to complete a switch to Manchester United. So Victor Lindelof to Manchester United. I don't know what to make of this either, because we've got so many centre-backs. We've got so many options in that position. Do we really need another centre-back? We've got Axel Tuanzebe coming through the ranks, and he's an absolutely, amazing player, and he can develop into one of the best centre-backs, the Premier League has ever seen. Tuanzebe he is really that good. I've seen him play under 21 matches, under 23s. He's just absolutely brilliant. And Victor Lindelof coming will obviously reduce his chances to get into the first team. And I'm saddened by that. But Tuanzebe, hopefully we loan him out to a club where he gets first team football, because he needs that. He's a great centre back. And Tuanzebe, hopefully we see him. I would love to see him stay at Manchester United. He's just a great centre back. But Lindelof, he's also a great centre back. Very young. He's got pace, passing, strength, basically everything that Eric Bailly has, he's got. But do we really need him? We've got Smalling, Bailly, we've got Jones, Rojo, Blind. I mean, I'm not really sure. That's 5 centre backs already I've named from the top of my head. And then we've got Tuanzebe, from the ranks. Mensah can play at centre back. So we've got so many options, and do we really need another one? I mean, I know Mourinho is what he's trying to do is strengthen the squad in terms of depth and quality, but then obviously they need to play first team football, otherwise they're going to get unhappy. And that's the only thing I'm worried about, is that players will be unhappy. Like Memphis and Schneiderlin, they want first team football, so they want to leave Manchester United. Obviously Lindelof, at his age, James Rodriguez, at their ages, they want first team football. But we've got so many players in that positions that Can they really? You can't drop one for another at the moment. You know, Mkhitaryan, Lingard, Rashford, Martial, Zlatan, Carrick, Pogba. They're all just playing absolutely amazing, and I don't see James or Lindelof replacing any of the players that we currently have in the first team. So they would obviously have to be on our bench. But then that means the players on our bench would have to be in the reserves, as in, you know, not called to the bench. And it's just a you know, it's a circle. It's just a circle of players moving around. Is that good for is that good for the club? Partly yes, because we have good, you know, squad depth, but partly no, because that means the players are going to be unhappy or not playing. So yeah, that's what I think. But these are the latest transfer news. Lindelof, James Rodriguez to Manchester United. I'm not really sure about what I think of James Rodriguez. I think that's not going to really happen until if we are really in for him. I think it'd probably be in the summer. But Lindelof, I do see this happening in January, and I do see him being a Manchester United player. There's already been reported that he's already been handed the number 2 shirt, because that's obviously empty at the moment. The deal is £30 million up front with £8 million in add-ons, so it's £38 million in total. Vasteres will pocket £3.8 million, so that's, you know, I don't know, 10% or something, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, Victor Lindelof looks more and more likely to Manchester United. James I think is less likely, but you never know what could happen. It's been MEO's Religion. If you like this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you have already, and I'll see you guys later.